Russia invaded Ukraine, so we must stop Russia, using sanctions if necessary, and that should surely include the richest and most powerful Russians, oligarchs that live in the United States of America and the UK, right? Today we're going to be talking about oligarchs in the USA and the UK and the kind of relationships that these oligarchs have with the governments in those countries through. As Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine has sparked demands for a financial crackdown on dictators and their oligarch networks, the Biden administration is proposing to waive punishments for a scandal-ridden bank amid revelations that it had been providing resources to autocrats and their financial cronies, reportedly including Russian oligarchs that the Biden administration is promising to target. The administration's proposed waiver for the global investment bank Credit Suisse, whose donors delivered more than $100,000 to President Biden's campaign, could shield a bank linked to those oligarchs as the war in Ukraine rages, after Biden used his State of the Union address to promise a crackdown. This is Joe Biden. We are joining with our European allies to find and seize your yachts, your luxury apartments, your private jets, he declared. We are coming for your ill-begotten gains. The issue is a January proposal from Biden's Labour Department to waive punishments against Credit Suisse for defrauding investors. Just waive those. Oh, sure, you defrauded some investors. As well as for knowingly and willfully aiding wealthy clients in tax evasion for multiple decades. Multiple decades. That's like you get like silver and golden anniversaries. You have to buy them proper anniversary gifts for how long they've been helping people defraud the tax department. News reporting has alleged that Credit Suisse has aided criminals and financed the luxury assets of oligarchs, raising additional questions about the Biden administration's proposal to let the bank off the hook. In late February, a leak of the account information of more than 18,000 Credit Suisse clients revealed that the bank had been managing money for clients involved in torture, drug trafficking, money laundering, corruption, and other serious crimes. In 2014, when the Justice Department found that Credit Suisse had aided its clients in dodging tax enforcement by falsifying documents for them or helping them hide assets in offshore accounts, Credit Suisse found itself on the verge of losing its QPAM status. But the Obama Labour Department let the bank off the hook. It granted Credit Suisse a waiver. The bank's donors delivered more than $1 million worth of donations to Democratic politicians and groups. According to data from Open Secrets, Credit Suisse employees gave more than $117,000 to Biden's 2020 campaign. And employees of the law firm representing Credit Suisse, Steptoe & Johnson, contributed nearly $140,000 to Biden in the 2020 cycle. So there you go then. Nothing to worry about there. There'll be no obstacle to ensuring that those oligarchs are met with the firm, greased palm of the law. In the UK, which is where I live, Boris Johnson insists the government's economic crime, transparency and enforcement bill will continue to tighten the noose around Putin's regime. Ooh, you're hard. But the intended impression of resolve and determination does not quite hold up. The Golden Visa's Investor Visa scheme, launched in 1994, under which foreign nationals must show they have at least $2 million ready to invest in the UK, has been one of the keys to opening up Britain as a safe haven for dirty money from Russia. Late last year, Boris Johnson addressed a global investment summit, and when told that the people in the room represented 24 trillion of wealth, he gushed, "I want to say to each and every one of those dollars, you are welcome in the UK, and you've come to the right place at the right time." In 2020, the Intelligence and Security Committee said that London offered ideal mechanisms by which illicit finance could be recycled through what has been referred to as the London laundromat. In January, a US think tank warned that any US-UK counter-kleptocracy drive would be hampered by the close ties between Russian money and elite UK institutions, including the Tory party. So the governing parties, the Democrats in your country, America, the Conservative Party in this country, the United Kingdom, are all tainted, even when you just take one relatively small issue. Not relatively small issue in terms of suffering. I mean, think of the number of ways that the intersection of financial interest and national governance and international diplomacy and geopolitics could be influenced by these kind of relationships. Every conceivable way is what I would offer you. So how can you have transparency? How can you have authenticity? How can you have a moral imperative that can stand firm and clear when we know what we are founded upon? Until we alter our own systems of governance, until we have real democracy, real transparency, a reliable media, then obviously these kind of scenarios, I'm referring specifically to Ukrainian war, will be generated. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think about the complexity of these issues? What do you think about what this reveals about ongoing corruption? What measures would you like to see taken to see them ended? What news sources should we look at to further bolster these arguments?